where I have for you 5 more ways to be a healthier smoker. Yeah. So y'all go ahead. Y'all check that out.
You guys liked my 5 tips to be a healthy stoner so much that we are back with a part 2. And I am glad to make this video because that means that you guys actually want to be healthy stoners. There's too many people out there that get mad when I give out advice. They're like, stop judging me. Stop telling me how to smoke. No. You better listen to me. Anyway, this video is for people who are trying to be reasonable and improve their sesh because they could see that they want to do it for a long time. And the first tip, I'm just going to get it out of the way. I think 1,000, 18,000, a million people commented this on my first video. Water! You didn't say water. You didn't mention water, which I did it on purpose. You guys should know that one by now, please. But you know what? I gotta say it because there's people that are only gonna watch one of my videos, and maybe it's this one. So I'm gonna say it, water. But because so many people commented water, you guys already know. You didn't need the tip if you already knew. But hear me out. I'm just gonna break it down for you. Water means more than sip before you rip. If your whole checkbox for water is, yeah, I sipped some before I ripped, and you're good on water for life, like, you're not doing enough. You should be drinking more water than any other liquid by far. If you're like, I don't know, I'm kind of halfway on the Monsters, halfway on the Rockstar, I don't know what you guys are drinking. You should be drinking more water than anything. When you are hydrated, and I'm not just talking you had 4 sips of water 20 minutes ago. When you're actually hydrated and your body has the correct levels of hydration, when you're not just completely dried out on the inside, not only is that healthier for you overall, but it makes the whole process of getting high easier and more enjoyable. Like, if you're dehydrated, it's like a desert inside of you. You put smoke in there, yeah, you're gonna have a problem. But if you're very well hydrated and you add a little smoke there, it's not as big of a deal. It makes the whole process better. It makes the hit smoother. It makes you cough less. And you're actually hydrated. There's a lot of people that picked up on my sip before you rip tip years ago, and now they're like, bro, my whole life has changed. I'm actually hydrated for once in my life. There's so many people out there, they've never been hydrated once. They've never been close. And it means more than just water, right? We don't got to get into it, but there's minerals in the water. You're not just drinking toilet water. But as a general rule of thumb, just make sure you're drinking more water than any other liquid by a lot. 1 cup of coffee, several cups of water. All right, before we get into tip number 2, I got to tell you, check out my Twitch stream. YouTube doesn't pay me. I can't even do cool stuff over here. If I show you the cool stuff or talk about the cool stuff, they ding me and restrict me. So pop over to the Twitch. We go live 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. But tip number 2 is exercise. And bro, I don't want to go. I don't want to do it. Exercising is not only good for you in your life, but bro, it makes you get higher when you go to do it. Like, if you just roll off the couch and blah, 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 take a rip, you're gonna get high. Sure, right? But if you go run a few miles and then as you're catching your breath and cooling down, you take that same rip, you're going to get way higher. You're going to get a fun new level of high if you've never done this before. You're going to enter new galaxies. Look, exercising helps you to keep that tolerance low. It helps to flush your system so that way when you go to smoke again, it's hitting harder. Now, I will say, you know, everybody's going to have their own exercise workout routine. I think right now I'm on, like, it varies, but I get like 2 days of cardio in a week. I'll do cardio, and then the day after, I'll do some like weighted calisthenics or something, some pull-ups with a plate strapped around me or some dips or something like that. But everybody's exercise routine is going to vary depending on their schedule or whatever. But I do have to say, don't overdo it. Like, some people get so sore from working out and they mask their soreness by getting bonkers high, and then they just get right back to it. Like, your body needs rest. I used to be a personal trainer years ago, and I feel like it's important to say that with any type of exercise, start slow and ease your way into it. Don't just go on the P90X program right off the rip, and then 3 days into it, your whole body's sore and you never want to work out again. Ease your way into working out. It's one of those things that the more in shape you get, the more working out you do, the more you want to do. But there's a lot of people that they start off with treating it as a chore, and they're like, I have to do 45 minutes on the exercise bike, when they probably should have done 25 minutes. So try to enjoy yourself when you're doing it. Make sure you're resting and taking breaks. And exercise can be fun. Like, you don't have to just go to the gym and do cable machines all day. You can go play basketball. You can go ride a bike. You can go on a run. You can go swimming, snowboarding, surfing. There's tons of stuff out there that you could do. That's exercise. That's not just, oh, I'm at Planet Fitness doing this for an hour. Also, if you're trying to get in shape, don't go to Planet Fitness unless you really like pizza. Tip number 3, I think, was a pretty popular comment on the last video. I had this in mind for a part 2, but mixing up what you do. I talked about vaping over smoking in the last video, but there's other ways to consume. It doesn't have to be all vapor. You have things like edibles, drinkables, topicals. You got your tinctures. There's a lot of different things that you can do that don't involve inhaling it. And I gotta say, don't just be like, oh, edibles, I'm good to go, and just start loading up on cookies and gummies, and now you're eating junk food to get high. Because like, just because the cookie's gonna get you high doesn't mean it doesn't still have all the stuff a cookie has in it. You eat a bunch of cookies, you ate a bunch of cookies. So try to mix things up. And edibles, it's one of those things, when you eat it, you're going to get a different kind of high, a higher, longer high for most people. Some people, they're not going to feel it at all. But just be ready for it. It's going to be a different experience. And when you're doing like drinks and tinctures, it's a little bit easier for some people. I prefer drinks. They don't quite hit the same as an edible, but I prefer drinking something. And I gotta say, topicals, for some people, I remember working in medical shops, and like, people just think you're like trying to steer them wrong with a topical. Like, I had this lady come in all the time, and she's like, my arm hurts. My arm always hurts. And she'd just get stuff to smoke to make it feel better. And we'd always be like, just try this. She didn't want to buy the cream for like $40 to try rubbing on her arm to see if it feel better. So like, well, I think one time we just gave her one. We're like, but you can't come in every time talking about how your arm hurts and you're going to smoke pre-rolls to make it feel better. So we gave this lady a topical. She rubbed it on. She's like, I feel like such an idiot for not taking you guys up on this every time you offered it to me. So if you're using it medicinally to help you with some sort of pain, some sort of specific pain, try the creams out. Try the roll-ons. Try the topicals out. I feel like a lot of people just assume it's not going to work when, oh my God, it's super going to work for you. But a little caveat there, when you rub it on your arm, you're not going to get high. So some people are like, I got to two birds it. Like, I'd rather be high and have my elbow hurt a little bit than have it not hurt at all and I'm not high. Just know where you're going to get to. All right, tip number 4. You got to just ditch the low quality stuff. There's some stuff in the shops, it's not as good of a quality. You're getting the pre-rolls, you're getting the carts, like the distillate carts, the distillate eddies. You're getting like the pre-ground bud that's like crazy cheap. They're sweeping it up off the floor. Like, if you're getting the stuff that's so cheap at the shop just so you can be smoking more, this is what people do. They're like, well, I can get twice as much if it's half as good. And then they just end up having to smoke twice as much to get high. And then we're in this whole loop of, now I got to smoke way more because it's lower quality, but I can't be as healthy with it or moderate myself with it because it's like low potency, low quality. You want to really take the tip of moderation from my last video as serious as you can, because it's one of the biggest tips that helps people. It's like an eye opener once people realize that you, in fact, can't be high all day, every day. And I know somebody's watching like, watch me. You're so cool, bud. But like, you can't actually do it. So don't fall for the trap of, now I'm buying bulk mids to try to keep up with the fact that I want to smoke all day. Get the higher quality stuff and to really moderate yourself. Ditch the low quality stuff. None of those carts, none of those pre-rolls. Anything where it's way cheaper than everything else there. There's a reason why. There's a reason why it's way cheaper. Just be cautious of that kind of stuff. And it varies between shops. Some shops have decent pre-rolls. Some shops you couldn't pay me to even light one up. All right, and this brings me on to the last tip, number 5 here. And I hope this one isn't too controversial, and I hope that you're going to listen to my reasoning. But get legal stuff. If you're getting something, make sure it's legal. If it's legal, in the most case, you can still have some funny business behind the scenes. But if it's legal, that means most likely it was lab tested and grown by, we'll say, professional. Look, the guy just started 3 weeks ago. They just finished training him. He's a professional. But the legal stuff, I'm not saying just because it's legal, it's going to be good to go. But you're going to have a much higher chance of it being good quality or not having something that you wouldn't want in it. When they do these lab tests, they're checking for pesticides and heavy metals, mold. They're checking for a lot of stuff that, like, your local grower's not checking for, your local plug. There's plenty of people out there, they're growing stuff all the time, they harvest it all the time, it looks good, smells good, but like if you were to send it over to a lab, like it's red flags all over the COA. But you might find there's a lot of stuff out there that just, it wouldn't pass the test. And it's hard to tell, you're just looking at the bud, it's green. I know some of these places you can pay a little more, they can fudge the results on these lab tests, but I think that you should want something that at least has a lab test. And again, that's not that's my green flag. I'm good to go. I have a green light. Because, bro, you can go get yourself some Delta 88 XYZ that passed the lab test, but like you couldn't pay me to inhale it. All right, that's 5 more tips. Drop a comment. Leave me some of your tips. Should we try to squeeze a part 3 out of this? Leave me your healthy stoner tips. We'll see what we can do. And look, come check out the Twitch stream. We go live 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Where are you at? Have a lit day, my dudes.
You know, water, exercise, you know, all that shit is good for a healthier, you know, to be a healthier smoker. You know what I mean? We're going to do it. We should at least try to be healthy with it. You know what I mean? I want to be healthier with it. I'm going to try to get off these blunts and tobacco and shit. So y'all wish me luck. But I got the proper motivation. So, yeah. So with that being said, leave how you feel, your questions, comments down low. If you're a blunt man, if you're a blunt head, you're a blunt head. Hey. Yeah, but there's healthier ways of doing this stuff, and I'm just throwing the inside out there, you know. Just you know, throwing you a little alley-oop. It's up to you if you want to dunk it. All right.